Hey everyone, today we'll be looking to a lead code problem that is often asked in the interview rounds. This is a bit easy problem, but when we are given to optimize this problem, we often face difficulty. So we'll be using the concept we have learned so far, that is maps and vector, to solve this problem. This problem is available in the major coding round platforms that offer coding interview question to solve. But the main reason for selecting LeetCode was it offers some metrics for comparing the time complexity and space complexity. So we'll be able to see the difference between the optimized solution and unoptimized solution and the time and space is taking. So we're looking to this problem, two sums. It's very problem solution that is asked in the interview round. So first we'll be studying the problem description, what does it say, and understand it properly. So given an array of integers, return the indices. So basically we need to return the indexes of two numbers such that they add up to a specific target. So we'll be given a target and we need to return the indices of two numbers that will add up to that target. You may assume each input that would have exactly one solution and may not use the same element twice. Okay, we need to keep this in mind. So basically we have this array of integers 2, 7, 11 and 15, and target is 9. So I'll be taking two elements that add up to 9. So basically the basic solution we can give up is that the brute force solution that looks something like this. We'll be selecting this element and adding to each of the element which sums to 9. So we select 2, then we'll select 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. So we'll be returning the index of 2 and 7, that is 0 and 1, such that we didn't find this solution in one iteration. So we'll be comparing 2 plus 11, that is 13. 13 is not there, but we fortunately find the solution in one iteration and we'll be returning 0 and 1. So let's start with the brute force solution first. So as you can see, the return type of this function is vectors. So we need to have a vector of integer type. If you are not familiar with this syntax, you can look up to the vector video. So this is the vector of integer type. Let us name it result. So next we'll be going to traverse this vector that is passed as a argument to this function. So basically this is a function. You don't need to write the whole solution, just write the like solution in this function and just return vector integer. So basically let's traverse the array first. So we'll be traversing the array something like this, as we do in case of arrays. Nums dot size. So this size function returns the size of the vector as we have seen. So okay, we'll be just traversing this array first, then let us have our second loop, that is int of j equal to 0. So let's not keep it 0, because we have there, you can see the problem description say that you may not use same element twice. So we'll be starting to from the next element, that is I plus 1, then j less than nums dot size. Again we're going to the last element and then j plus plus. Okay, so we are also given with a target, that is integer target. So we'll be comparing that numbers I plus number j sums up to target or not. Sorry, target or not. So basically if it's sums up to target, so we'll be what we'll be doing, that we'll pushing back the indices, that is I. This I is indices of the first element, and rest dot pushback j. So basically it takes the indices of second number. So we'll be just returning res. Great. So let's have the return of res here as well, because otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, so let's run the code and check that it's accepting our solution or not. Okay, we have error out here. Sorry, it's pushback. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, so this is a random test case that is shown up here, that is run. It's successful. So we'll be submitting this code and checking that it's accepting other test case or not. Okay, so as you can see, it is accepted out here, and the runtime is 568 milliseconds, and memory it is taking 7 MB. So basically it's a great utility metrics for us to see that what's the memory and runtime is taking. So the great feature of LeetCode is also is provides some metrics like as you can see, faster than 11.74 of C++ solution submitted. Still our problem is not much optimized. So let us optimize the solution a bit. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be using vectors as well as maps for storing the indices of the element. So we'll be mapping an integer to integer. So we'll be mapping our elements to indices of that element. So let us name it hash table. The next thing we are gonna do is that we'll be traversing through the number. So let's see how we'll be achieving this. So basically once we are started traveling this number array, we select this element, and we will put this into our map, that is hash table. So basically what we'll do is that we'll put this 2 in our hash table, that is, and pass the value as indices of this element. So basically h of 2 is 0. Similarly we'll have something like this: hash table of 7 would be 1, and so on. So this is the idea we'll be using first. Then once this is the elements of this array is stored in our hash table, so we'll have something like this. Then again we'll be start traversing this array. We'll be select one element, and we'll be subtracting with the target. So suppose we'll be selecting 2 and subtracting with the target, so it's 7. So we'll just look up that our this 7 that is subtracted result, 9 minus 2, that is 7, is found in this hash table or not. As we have seen, we have put up this 7 element in our hash table, so it will return the indices at 1. So we'll get that this element is already present in the array. So we'll just return the indices of this 2 and this 7 that is returned from the hash table as 1. So let's get started. So first we'll be traversing through the number. As you have seen, this size return the number of elements. So we'll be just putting the elements to the hash table, something like this: num of I equal to indices. So basically gives the number, and this I gives the indices. Great. So this will take big of n time in the worst case complexity. So previous solution was taking big of, that is brute force solution was taking big of n into n, that is there were two loops that were iterating the whole array. So this was big of n square. So this is big of n. Let us see how can we optimize this. So basically again we will be traversing the array again. Okay, so we'll be traversing the array again, and we'll be saying that we'll be taking a target. Suppose we'll say target value, that is we have already target out here. Okay. We have already target out there, so we will take new target as target minus the element we'll get, each element of the array we are traversing. So let's see, we'll comparing that as we have told, 9 minus that means target minus element. So target minus our element. So we will seeing this element consisted in our target or not. So basically the same thing we have done out here, so no need to write again in if. So we'll just doing hash table is new target just find that new target is present in our hash table or not. And also we need to do something like you may not use the same element twice. So basically, so if there will be two elements that is add up to the target, suppose the target would be 4, so this would be 2, again we add 2, so basically the 0 0 index will be adding up to 4, so we don't need to do that. So what we'll be doing is that whatever indices is returned from this might should not be the same indices add of I. So if this happens, we'll just push back the indices. Great. And this indices looks great. So we'll be returning the our vector. Okay, looks great. So this will work, I guess. So this is also taking big of n as it's traversing the array. Great. Let us run it and try again. So it's running, spreading. Okay, as you can see, the solution is accepted. We'll submit it and check. As you can see, it's accepted. So you can see a vast difference between the time complexity here. The previous solution, brute force solution, that was big of n square, was taking 568 millisecond, and this is just taking 24 millisecond. So it's great way to compare the time complexities. So now we will be seeing how can we optimize it further. So we'll be seeing our next thing, that is unordered map. So unordered map optimizes is further. Unordered map gives the result in big of 1 if there is no collision that might be removed from, suppose, some various algorithms like linear probing and quadratic probing or double hashing. So it goes up to big of n, increasing the time complexity. If there is no collision, another map will find the solution in big of 1, so it will be more optimized solution we'll be looking. So as we have converted this in our map, let's run the solution and try that what time it takes. Okay, it's accepted again. Let us submit and check. We'll be seeing in our next video that how the internal structure of another map works. So as you can see, it's just takes 16 millisecond. It's again 8 millisecond less than the ordered map. So it's a great way to optimize solution using this map. So we'll be looking to various problems as well, taking the naive solution to our optimized solution and comparing the time complexity in this platform. And we'll be seeing much more containers in STL in our coming series. Thank you.